Alright, so now that you have Active Directory installed and configured, we're going to do a few things to get Active Directory ready for users to authenticate to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of organizational units. We're going to make a security group for our Unix users. We're going to make an organizational unit for Unix users and Windows users, and we're going to make a alternate administrative account and deactivate our current administrator account just so there's no security liabilities with that. So we can go and sign into our administrative account, open up Microsoft Server, and just let everything load up here. Go ahead and press the X. Press the X on Server Manager. Go ahead, click Start, Administrative Tools, and then Active Directory, Users, and Computers. Click on that, and you can open this guy up. Whoops. And in here, you can see we have our domain tree, and in it we have our built-in groups, and underneath this will be where the computers that connect to our Active Directory get listed once we start adding or authenticating to our Active Directory. These are our domain controllers, so this is our computer, this is our server. And then foreign security principals, so if we wanted to add anything foreign that's not already built in to what Active Directory gives us, we can put those principles in there, and then it gives us our types of users. So we have all different kinds. We have an IIS, WPG, guest users, the current user that has already been added, which was added when we installed Windows Server 2008. Domain users, domain guests, DCs, domain computers, domain admins, and administrators. So what we want to do is we want to copy this, and we're going to make a personal administrative account. So I'm just going to call this Ryland. My last name's Gatto. I'm just going to put Argato all in lowercase letters. Press next, and then put in a unique password. Now this is going to be using the same convention that I explained in the previous video. So one special character, one uppercase letter, no less than 6 characters, and we need one number. So under user cannot change password and password never expires, we can go ahead and click next, click finish. So now we have this user, Ryland Gatto, who is an administrator. So we'll come back to this in a second. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on our domain, and we're going to go to new, organizational unit, and we're going to add specifically what we're working at. Is it a school? I mean, and this is not by convention. This is just by logic, basically, how I'm going to explain this. So now protect container from accidental deletion. We're going to unclick that for now. But if this is a production server, or if this is actually going to be hosting actual accounts, people coming in, people coming out, you're probably best off to keep that clicked. We're going to call this, we're going to pretend we're working in an office. We're going to call our organizational unit office. And then in that office, we're going to have some more organizational units. And we are going to call our first one Windows for Windows users. And then we're going to call our next one Unix, and that's going to be for our Linux and our Unix users as well. Thirdly, we're going to make an IT admin organizational unit that is separate from Unix or Windows, just because we don't want to necessarily discriminate between the two with our administrators. So press OK. Now what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll grab Ryland Gatto, and that's our administrator, and we're going to pull that, and we're just going to drag and drop that into IT admin. That's fine. It's just saying if moving objects in AD services can prevent your existing system from working. We don't have to worry about that. We don't really have a system actually implemented yet. So go ahead and click yes. And then what we'll do is we'll right click on our administrative account at the top and actually disable that account. Object administrator has been disabled, because we don't want to have that account even able to be used, just in case somebody accesses our PC and they get into our administrative account. They can do a lot of damage. So if we turn that off, then it's slightly more ambiguous who exactly the administrator is. So we'll click OK, and then we'll go into IT-admin. So there's our new user, and then we're going to go into Unix. And now what we have to do is we have to create a standard or a security group for our Unix users to follow. So what we'll do is we'll right click on our Unix organizational unit, and then we'll click on group. And what we want to do is we want to make a global security group, and we'll call this Unix users. You can call it whatever you want, but for simplicity's sake, we'll call it Unix users. We'll press OK. And then what we'll do is we'll add a Unix user. So we'll right click on our Unix organization. Yes, we will right click on our Unix organizational unit, a lot of U's, and then click on user, and then we'll call this guy, we can just call him Fred, and then generally you put in the last name, but for this example I guess we can skip it, and then we'll just type in Fred, click next, and then enter in a unique password, obviously following the same conventions as what I've been explaining in this video. So first, click off user must change password at next login. Some companies that is a standard at their work, however we're not going to make that a standard of our server. So user cannot change password, password never expires. So click next. So we have a look here, explains everything. Going to click finish. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on Fred, our new user, go to properties, and then now you can see we have terminal profile and we have Unix attributes here. We're going to go ahead and choose our domain as Win. This is our user ID. It's going to be 10,000. Our login shell, we're going to use bin sh, and our home directory is going to be home Fred, and our primary group, well, and we should have a primary group here. And oh, whoops. Okay, so before we set Fred, what we have to do is we got to right click on Unix users and go to properties and go to Unix attributes, and then go ahead and set that to Win, and then click apply, click OK, and then we can right click back on Fred, properties, Unix attributes, click on domain, set that to Win, and then we can see now our primary group name is in fact our Unix security group, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So click apply, click OK, and voila, we now have a Unix user named Fred. So what we'll do is similarly, but less work, is we will make a new user in Windows. This person's name can be Nick. We'll leave that blank for this example, and we'll just put in lowercase n for the name Nick. Click next. Unclick user must change password at next login. User cannot change password. Password never expires. And a unique password for him as well. And click next and finish. So in this video we went over how to add an organizational unit, what these organizational units or what these directories are. We added Office, which is our parent organizational unit, and then we added Windows, Unix, and our IT administrator as sub-organizational units. As well, we made a copy of our administrator account, and we named that Rylan Gatto. So Rylan Gatto's account is now our new administrator account, and we have disabled our administrator account that comes directly with Active Directory. Made a Windows user, made a Unix security group, made a Unix user, and we're done. All our users are set up, ready to go, and we're ready to authenticate to our Active Directory. So in the next video, I will be showing that, so stick around. Thanks for watching.